woke up with the world on my mind. Coffee's brewing, we're on the grind.
What are you doing? Hi.
Hi. So, good morning. It was 11:11 when I started the recording. Just letting you guys know, we should pray to all our Mata Devis that this goes well. So, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to like I just wanted to the three of us to talk and just like talk about work and life in general. We can start with Itisha just becoming viral. Okay, let's start with that and then we'll move on to other things.
All right. So
Yeah.
virality. Oh my God. I never thought that I'll be talking about virality. it's a. I think it's a bane and a boon both. But I think to begin with, or I was just running one day, and that was the very first time I thought that I'll just explore this thing out, and I went for this run with my one of my yoga instructor, and. And it just happened that he asked me, how was your experience? Please tell me your experience and talk about it and all of it. And I'm not very camera shy person. So I said, why not? Yes, of course. So I started talking, and I think in that flow, it went so naturally as to whatever he was asking. So, yeah. And next day he put it out. And my God, it was just, I have never seen this kind of traction that I get on Instagram or social media, because I keep posting. I like posting content, but I have never gotten such kind of response. It is all because of the running video, and maybe how naturally it was flowing when I was talking about it, because it was coming directly from my heart, because that was exactly how I felt when I, had that experience. So yes, it went viral, and I still get even the sir that I run with, the group that I run with, he tells us that his group also became really viral with that video, and even I started getting a lot of you know uh, became a viral this thing in terms of health and fitness and everything. And yeah, so he till date he says that we get the views, we get the likes, and it's just increasing day by day till date. And it's been, I think, good 2-3 weeks since we last posted that video. So yeah, it is it is a thing. Social media is a thing.
Yeah, and it's coming from our generation, right? Like social media happened when we were growing up, like we were in college, we had just started and we didn't think too much of it. But now it's a thing for all of us, right? Shaz, what did you have to
Yeah.
say about running? You said you had something
Oh
to
my
add.
God. Oh, guys, it's very controversial, okay? I think running is stupid. Like, why are you running? What are you running for? Where are you going? Where are you headed? Like, why?
Says a
And
thin
on
person.
Yeah, but I don't run. I hate running. And in school, I used to run and all and do all these races and all. But as I've grown up older, I've realized I don't want to. I'm paying money for running on the road, that too in India. No, I don't want to do. Absolutely not.
But she did it on the promenade, right, Itisha? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. One thing in India that is there, but
Yeah.
running, why? So I'm very like, it is a controversial opinion that I have about running. A lot of people do kind of hate me on that. So
No hate comments, no hate for it. Of course, you have your own opinion. And honestly, Satakshi, I used to feel the same way, because I used to feel I can't run, dude. I've been working like throughout the day in office, sitting, and I'm so exhausted that at night, do you want me to run? Even in the morning, if it is about running, I'm very skeptical about all of these things. But when I ran, I'm telling you, I'm sure you've run, so you know how it feels. But maybe because of the lifestyles, the mundane, I don't know, it is the what is it that makes you release something from your body, and you feel, I felt out of the world. Like I felt that I have left everything behind, and I'm just this happy person who does not care about anything. So people run for just being their natural self, back to their self. So yeah, I think it's really good.
What were you running from? Itisha?
Let's not talk about that.
I mean, with busy lives, I believe it's important to have, it's important to exercise as well. One of the things that is common with busy lives and working professionals is the work environment that we are in, right? Which is why I feel we need to exercise and have extracurriculars as well. Like for Shatakshi, is joining three, four different types of like yoga classes. I mean, I don't think you do yoga actually, but like Pilates. She goes for bar. She has a calisthenics or something like that trainer. She has 4 5 guys and she's working out like twice a day or thrice a day. Okay, and with Itisha also, you've started like running a lot, and it's mainly because you have more time now. I've also started, but it's not working for me. But anyway, let's not get into that. But why? Like, I think the most common thing that we run away from is like, or we want to release is bad work environment.
For sure.
I think that's the common that's common across everybody. Leaving the personal things that they run for, I think the common thing is the work environment, definitely. And I think with the increasing amount of pressure, stress that people go through because of the work environment, it even more becomes necessary to release it in a way that and I think we are done with that culture where you drink, you dance, and we are over that. It's time for you to focus on your health, and I think that's where all of these things come into picture. But yeah, definitely, it is the bad work environment that is leading to all of these things. So
Okay. So, relating to bad work environments, I will ask you guys a couple of questions and we can like just talk about it. Um,
Rapid fire. Are we doing rapid fire?
I think it'll be detailed and emotional, but I don't think it'll be rapid. But anyway, so let's start with Shats. You okay? Are you okay with that? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me the most unhinged thing a person at your work has said to you and fully meant it.
Like in a good way or a bad way?
Either. I would prefer the latter, but either.
Unhinged. Let me think. I don't know if it is unhinged. Okay, so I had this one boss, a man, who obviously was.
You just
So
said
I
man. I mean, he
yeah
was man, not man.
yeah because I'll come to that. Like man bosses and the stereotypical pseudo feminist men, all of that put in that man. So I had that boss, and I had known him from my campus where I studied. And then we moved to this new place of work where both of us were working, and he was leading the team and all of that. So he had this urge, and it's an unhinged urge to be a mentor to everyone, like literally be a mentor. Like he thought that he had some godly instincts and he can be a mentor. And it was so unhinged that he never realized that he just brought it up in ways when you didn't even need it. So I was in Varkala with my partner. We are having a nice chill vacation. We've, done surfing and we are enjoying, and then we are heading for spa and all. And then he messages me on WhatsApp that, hey, Shatakshi, where are you? What's your travel like? And all of that. And I told him that, hey, I am not available right now. I'm in Varkala, and once I'm back, we can chat. Oh, I can teach you how to vlog. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, what? Like, I don't need you to tell me what to do. Like, I can do it myself if I want to. So and this has just not happened with me, but with everyone in my team. And it was literally so unhinged that I think that man would even tell you how to breathe. Like, he was literally like that. And I used to think, oh my God, why does he think that he can? And that's when I realized that maybe it's also a gender thing. He thinks that he can, tell you what to do. But yeah, that is kind of unhinged. I don't know if someone's told me good thing, but bad thing. This was one that I was like, oh my God, you're so unhinged that you don't realize what you're doing.
Itisha, you have something to add.
I think if I start, I'll just keep going. So
Give us one.
Yeah, I think I've had this experience of both the bosses, at like a female boss and a male boss, and I think there is no segregation whatsoever. I've had these comments from almost both my bosses in very different ways, but yeah, I think it has to be where people or my so there was this one job that I had taken up during COVID, and I think it was a male boss, and I had the worst experience of my life. And so he used to tell me, "Oh, you know, you don't know how to have coffee. You don't know how to go." Like he would tell me things in a way that it makes you feel why, and then it will ultimately lead to something that he pushing me to do something that I'm not really willing to do. So work also and otherwise also. So he would tell me things like, "Oh, you know, it's this is the way you should be holding a glass of coffee, the cup of coffee, and this is the way you should be having it. Oh, I think you've not gone out with enough people to know how to have coffee." And it was, I think, I was just taken aback, and initially I thought that it's okay. Maybe he's just pulling my leg, and maybe things that people do at work. And I've not really had a male boss before this. I met this guy at work, uh, but yeah, I think that was some really irritating experience that I had.
That is
That
crazy.
is,
You know,
you know,
I have had better experiences
experiences
with
with
male
male
bosses.
boss.
Can you guys hear me? Huh. I've had better experiences with male bosses than with female bosses because I've had not one, I've had more than one female bosses, but just for some reason, the female ones are just for some reason crazier than the male ones. And they just expect the most unhinged things, I feel like, fully knowing that they are women, also married, also with kids or whatever. And considering I am also like with a partner and I live, like I don't have kids, but just that I'm living with somebody, so there are some responsibilities at home. And even if I didn't have a partner and I'm living with parents or with flatmates, I would still have some responsibilities. And being a woman, you just take it on more than men. I just feel that, like even at home, right? You want to share, you want to ensure other person is not doing all the work also. So these people would just be like, we want this draft, you can do it by 8 a.m., no? Or you can do this by like, and as lawyers it's like a 20 page or 30 page or thing, and you want it by 8 a.m. and you're asking at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. So what does that mean? You want me to work the whole night, right? And and fully knowing it's not urgent, like coming up with fake scenarios and doing these things and fully knowing it's not urgent. It was just crazy, like just knowing that this is something you are expected to do. And for some reason it would come flow in from a female boss only, not from male bosses, because the male bosses I've had have been like, yeah, I understand, you can do it in the morning, give it to me in the first half, which means honestly in legal field 2 p.m. It doesn't mean before noon, it means 2 p.m., right? So you give it to me in the first half, so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do that, but you can't expect me to do it like by 8 a.m. That's crazy, right?
I think this is one of the most toxic traits of people who don't know how to manage their own work. Like, how can you dictate someone else's timeline? Like, that has been my point of contention with all my bosses. Like, why the fuck do you decide at what time I give you a deliverable? And without even planning it, right? How can you tell me that, oh, it's so easy, you can do it in half an hour? You can do it, I can't. I will take 1 hour. मुझे उस 1 घंटे में अंडा, मुझे कॉफी भी पीनी है. I will sit with my coffee and do it. What the fuck? Like, how can you tell me to do it in like 15 minutes? I hate that. Like when managers telling me, oh, this is easy task, can be done like in half an hour. I'm like, no, bro, like it can't. Like and that has happened with me. I've said no, and I've had the backlash of saying no also. I mean,
in our field, like in the legal field, we can't say no. Shitakshi, that's a privilege that you have, that you can say no.
I mean, I'm
Agreed.
saying no to half an hour. Like, I have to do it, obviously, but like, I can't do it. Like you were saying, I can't do it in the night. I need 10 hours of sleep. Please.
I have done it. That's what I'm trying to say. They asked me to do it and I did it. I couldn't say no. When I said, is it urgent? They said, yes, it is urgent. Do it right now. And then the person checked it 1 month later. 1 month later, exactly date to date, 5th September, 5th October is when I got a reply on it. And I know the date because it triggered me so much.
You should flash that email screenshots here. Like, just flash it.
Confidentiality.
Lawyer.
Okay, I'll move on to something. I'll ask something else. Um, have you guys ever been in a position where a senior or a boss has very smoothly taken credit for your work? And it was so good that you almost believe that was their idea, not realizing actually they just stole from you.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And okay, so I've had this experience where, and I think it's very easy for people if you, okay, I'll just take a minute, pause, gather all my thoughts because it's quite overwhelming. So,
So,
yeah.
Javi, why are you bringing trauma back for everyone? Like, it's traumatic experiences that
It's
we all
coffee
have to
and
go
trauma.
through.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
I think it's more than trauma. I think it's a if you're doing it's a good deed to others. So if we could do something good to others, it's okay. So yeah, I think I believe all of this. There are two things that can cause you to believe that it was, even if it was your idea, you felt like, oh my god, no, definitely it's the other person's idea, and I have not really contributed. Two things. One, the person is smart enough to manipulate you in such a good way that you end up believing that, oh, okay, wow, not me, it's the other person. Or you really have a really good connect, or you feel that you have a good connect with this person. The person is, a really good person to you. The senior or the boss has always been guiding you. Now that could be for their ulterior motives too, but you believe that you've been really taken under the shelter of this person, and this person has been your guiding light throughout, and that's how whatever the person says, it's definitely the right thing, right? So I believe I have had both the things. Like, I was manipulated enough, and of course I felt that the person knows so much better, and the person has always been there protecting me, guiding me. So definitely it's that thing. And it has happened so many times. It has happened so many times now that I feel that, like, I started believing that I am really of no good. Like, it made me believe that. Like, I self doubted myself to an extent where this was my thought always, and I used to blame myself for not being able to contribute. So, this is the extent to which it actually affected me. And, but later, when I, and thank, there is God still, I believe, when I realized that, it's all been in manipulation, or the person really wants to shine in front of the super boss or the ultimate authority sitting up above the ladder. It's because of that it's happening to me, and it's not me, it's them. So yeah, I've been subjected to such things a lot.
I get it. I
Yeah,
get it. Like,
me too.
Shall
Totally.
you have something to add?
Not really. You get going. I am still gathering my thoughts.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think this has happened to me as well. And recently I saw this happen in front of me. Okay. It was crazy. So I'm part of this litigation matter right now. And it wasn't, what I'm trying to say, what I'm going to say is not actually genuinely like, it wasn't in a toxic way, it was in a one upping way, which can be termed as toxic, but it was more like, we are working on this litigation matter, and I'm the only non litigation associate working on it. I'm the only one who's read the papers, right? And everything will be argued on merits. Which basically means it will not be argued on legal points, it will be argued on facts that are in the case. So I had to go for this meeting, and it was like at 8:30 I was told it's at 10 o'clock, so you better come. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll be there. It's like 1 hour away, you know. So I'm reached there, and over there they're discussing one or two legal points, but also like merits of the case. I told them this is what is in this case, and this is what is in this case, and this is how you're supposed to argue, and I mean, this is what I think is the main point and whatnot. And then this guy says, oh yeah, but we also spoke about 19.4, right? 19.4 of the Copyright Act. I'm just saying. And I'm like, then he looked at the other person, and he looked at the other person, and he picked it up from a different junior and made it his argument that 19.4 is also important to be argued at this point. And I'm like, no. You know, like I wanted to say no, but then he was like, no, but 19.4 is important. So this junior says this to his litigation like senior, that you, yeah, 19.4 was also discussed and it's important. Now that senior now goes to a senior counsel and says, yeah, these are the merits of the case, completely copying what I said, because nobody's read the file, and then said, oh, and we also discussed 19.4 and we think it's important to be discussed and to be argued on. And I'm just looking, it happened in front of me within like a span of 45 minutes to 1 hour, that my point was taken, somebody else's point was taken, and this guy said the same thing to a senior counsel, and he said, oh, interesting, nice. And then that guy, senior counsel, said in front of the judge, there's a 19.4 issue as well. And it wasn't like, I mean, of course it's happening on face value also, that the judge is listening to the senior counsel on face value, but that doesn't change the fact that you let your junior say it. I mean, I would really appreciate it. And I was just shocked, and it was just like, maybe because that's how the legal system works, but also I was just like, how did this happen? And like, this crazy, like, it just blew my mind that this happened. And honestly, good it happened in the sense that, okay, the judge heard it, right? Like, it's good he considered it, but also like, bro, somebody else's point, not yours. So yeah, that was crazy, and it just happened like few days ago. So yeah.
Do you think there's more gaslighting than like it's also gaslighting, right? That you are getting to like you are made to believe that this is something that they did and not you, right? It's also gaslighting, and that for sure has happened. And I'll tell you what, in my sector, so I work in the social sector, okay, and I have this idea that we have very few men in our sector that work. And I'm not men hating or anything, that can be a different episode. But in our sector, there are, very few men. And I had a faculty at my campus, Tis. She used to say that don't think that you are God's gift to mankind because you're doing social work and all of that. But these men, they actually think that they are God's gift to mankind because they are in this sector. And hence they behave in this way. And hence I hate all the men in this sector. I don't hate men in general, and I don't want to generalize, but in this sector, most men do this. So they will take your credit. They will ensure that, what you have done is not yours, but theirs. And it happens a lot. And one more thing that happens in this sector is there are a lot of men in the senior sort of position, because obviously they're few and they quickly get ahead in the ladder. So they go up in the ladder. And all the junior folks are always women and freshers and young, people coming in from college, this, that, who have no idea what's happening in the real world. Because in college, it's all idealistic. But when you enter the real world, is when you realize that what your faculty was saying about God's gift to mankind actually implied to men in the sector and not to everyone. And hence it becomes really, really toxic for them, and also for, like, in general, for other juniors in the team, and taking credit all the time. Like, I had this boss in my last organization. he would be so I have never seen someone more spineless, like like I would call him a snake, like that's spineless, like, or I don't know, whatever that non-vertebrate animals are who do not have spines, right? He was so spineless that he would say something and you would do okay, ठीक है, deck बना दिया, presentation बना दिया, blah blah, सब हो गया. Now you're going and presenting it to the CEO for the last approval and all of that, and then as a person who's worked on it has a lot more idea, etc. So you're going and presenting and you're answering this, that. But there is one thing that the CEO says, oh, this is not like the best way to approach it, whatever, whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's what I told the team. It's the team that, they don't listen. And I completely agree to you. And and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? We did discuss this point and you said to remove it. And now you are agreeing to the CEO because obviously you want to take all the good things credit and not the wrong thing, like the wrong stuff, or just like faults or gaps, etc. Uska credit तुम्हें मतलब team को under the bus throw करना है basically.
That's in our case also. It happens in the legal field. Yeah. And I just feel like no matter what, female bosses are slightly worse than like male bosses. This is what I would say, but okay. Up to, I mean,
But
maybe it's a sector to sector
it's
thing.
sector thing, yeah, because you do have a lot more, I don't know the representation, but do you have more women in the sector, like in the legal space?
In our field, yes. Like both Itisha and I practice media and copyright law. In our field, I think there are more women than men. But I don't know. Otherwise, I'm not sure.
Should,
Itisha.
sorry, yes, I was just saying that we should like list down these red flags and give it to all the people out there in the world who are going to join these sectors, like please read it, and if you think it's a red flag, call it out or leave the job, yeah, like cancel that person, how we are canceling Praneet More, like just cancel men like that in my sector for sure. Like, god, gonna get so much hate for this, so much hate.
It's okay. I think I don't think you'll get hate because nobody's gonna watch it, but also so that also so that it's just important to say
No,
things.
with Itisha, I think we are gonna get watched, no, we're gonna get viral. We should, right? Like, so Harvey told me she got viral and we'll get a lot of viral views. Like, your charm should work, Itisha.
She does have a charm which may work.
Yeah,
Thank you,
exactly.
guys. It's not about me, it's about the bad bosses. Let's go back to the topic.
Okay, I'm going to now talk about the most weaponized words that have been used by most organizations, which is we are like a family here. That is so recently I got to know that Netflix, when somebody joins them, they get a document about code of conduct and all that. And then it also says, it doesn't say we are a family here. It says we are a sports team. We have to have each other's back, which is completely different to we are a family here because people backstab in families, right? So, have you guys heard it? And I mean, it just triggers me when I hear it in an organization because I know that's a red flag, but have you guys heard it as well?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, we've heard it. I have heard it multiple times, and also been stabbed. I've also been stabbed, despite being, you know. I think it's very much connected to how, you the previous question that we dealt with, where taking credits for somebody else's work, and it's backstabbing only when you're going ahead and telling the super boss, or presenting it as one of your own ideas, and you're basically taking away somebody's credit, and then you come back to the room and you say, oh, fabulous job done by Itisha, but that was never said in front of the boss. So what is the point of saying it now? So you're basically on my face, you're telling me that, oh, you're so important, you're one of the, the most important part of the team, the one of the oldest member of the team, and but I'm not getting all of this in front of my boss where it's actually required, because of course the boss should also know as to what I'm doing, what I'm putting on, what I'm bringing for the team. And it's only said in a very hush hush way where it doesn't really matter.
It's not
It's
even
not
said
even
in
said
front
in
of the
front of the
team,
team.
right?
Yeah.
In
A
private.
lot of times it's just said on a text, which is the worst thing. And I think that's really a kind of a thing where you again you question, are you really worthy enough of all of this, and at the cost of what? And I think everything circle back to, you know uh, affecting our mental health, affecting our, we're not able to manage stress, questioning ourselves, not able to sleep well, and then, the entire cycle, it's just a vicious circle, I feel. So, yeah, definitely. We've been told a lot of times that you're a family, you're more than a family, we trust you so much, but unfortunately, I can't say this back to them because that's really not the case.
No, no, that is true. So, I mean, on the family bit, so in my last firm, okay, that is really weird. And I'll also come to the one more thing, which I'm drawing from what Itisha was saying. So on the family bit, there is more like everyone is toxic. Okay, I'm just like all of you are toxic, and I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want to deal with you. And the HR, okay, so there is this regular HRs and there is this one HR जो ऐसे मतलब bookings करती है, party कराती है, and she's not a senior person in the HR, but like a junior person. मतलब chips क्या आएगा party में, she decides all of that. Like literally that is her job. तो वो सब decide करती है. And last December, so Harvey does know this, I was going through a very bad time with my boss. And there was a Christmas party that they were doing. And she kind of knew what was happening. I did not tell her directly, but I said that I might quit this, that. She called me and she's like, we are doing a Christmas party to Ariana. I'm like, what? Like, why will I come to hang with people who like just give me toxicity? Like, what is this drama? I don't want to be a part of this drama. And then I didn't go. And then I see pictures on the WhatsApp group, and there are people who left a year back and they are still like some way talking to me and have bullshitted everyone who's there in the firm, and they're still at that party. And I'm like, bhai, matlab chal kya raha hai? How can you be so toxic, so negative, and you still hang with the same people? That's how it was. So they were like actual Indian family जहाँ पे चाचा चाचा लड़ाई कर रहा है, मामा बुआ की लड़ाई हो रही है, and all of that. It was literally like that. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be a part of this. So, so I have been told, obviously, this is a family, we are all together, हम party करेंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, उसके बाद bitching हो रहा है, ये वो. So I obviously did not do this because I knew they are going to talk about it. And there is also this one sort of thing. So in our sector, a lot of people who are a part of the sector, you will see that they I'm not I mean they come from a very different mindset, very different class structure, also maybe very very different, so their privilege and my privilege will be very different, or maybe they do come from lesser privilege sort of background. And then if I, for example, hang with them, and obviously I do have certain choices, certain likings, dislikings, and all of that, and if I go with those, they judge me that, oh my God, what are you doing in this space, in this sector, because you don't have any issues or anything in problems in your life. So anyways, I don't hang out with them because I am at the receiving end of being judged that I'm in this sector, and I don't like I've never had any challenges in my life and stuff like that. So that is also toxic. And so there are many layers to this family drama that has happened in my last firm, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be a part of it. And what I was saying that I'm drawing from Itisha, which is, they tell you something on messages, but It's completely different. So this manager that I was talking about, he once called me. So there was a lot of projects happening, and there was some funding crunch that happened. So a lot of people, we were asked to decide kaun chhodega, kaun continue karega, and stuff like that. And at that point of time, there were two people in the team, which was a associate of mine and myself, and we were doing a lot of work. And then one of the persons left because, again, all of this toxicity. And she's like, I can't deal with this anymore. It's impacting my health. So she quit, which means there is again a lot of work. And at that point of time, I spoke to the senior HR and told her that this person left. Obviously, she's not mentioned anything in the exit interview, but there were undertones of, five, six things. So then this manager after that called me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, she had to leave, etc., etc." And I said, "Yeah, yeah, it's fine." And then he's like praising me, and he's like, "Oh, but you deal with all these projects so well, you manage your external clients so well. All these projects that we've actually successfully delivered are because of you and all of that." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever. Thanks, thanks." I told him, and I kept the phone. I didn't really think too much of it. And this is probably August, September. And then in November, I was thinking of taking a longish break because I was unwell. I hadn't met my parents in very long, and I had to attend some weddings, etc., and take a vacation. So I was like, okay, I'll take a break. So I told him that, and also there were a lot of changes that were happening in the team, which I wasn't very comfortable with because they were not what I was hired for, and also not like my core expertise. So then I just one evening told him that maybe let's chat about what's happening. And I do not per se enjoy these two things, but the other five things I'm great with. I like doing that, and maybe we should build on it and all of that. I told him all of that, and he's like, sure, we'll speak on Monday, Tuesday, whatever, something like that. Monday morning or a Tuesday morning, I get a call from my senior HR. She's like, "Oh, Shatakshi, are you going on a sabbatical?" And I'm like, "Excuse me, what is happening? I did not say any of this. Like, where is this coming from? I have put my leaves for 15 days, and that does not mean a sabbatical first. And why are you saying that I want a sabbatical?" And she tells me, because your manager said that you've been unwell and you want to take a break. And I was like, what? And that's when it hit me that this person is so toxic and so manipulative that on the phone he's saying something else, but in actual, like in reality, he's just playing politics because he doesn't want me to be around because my side of business is always better and I've been leading it and he doesn't know it too much. And I've always stood up against whatever wrong things or whatever, like I don't like this, etc., like being very vocal about my choices and all of that. And he created such a big fuss and said, like, I can go into a lot of details, said a lot of bad things to me. And imagine this person praising me for on a phone call for almost an hour, and then he does this to the extent that I was like, oh my God, fuck you, fuck this organization. I don't care. I'm gonna quit. You guys are toxic. And yeah, so that's how people are, basically.
I want to move to a lighter note. I'm really sorry, Shatakshi. It was just so much. I get it. I get it though. Bad bosses can be really draining. That is one of the things that I can say because I keep thinking I want to quit law, and it's primarily because of sometimes it's because of bad bosses. Not all the time, but sometimes. Anyway, so I now want to end this on a fun note, if you can. Um, Help me, which is give me a funny name or like a funny if you could. Okay, let me reframe this. um Whenever you think of your bad boss or a bad senior, can you think of a funny character online or a funny or a Bollywood movie or a Hollywood movie that you can relate to? What would it be? I have one. I want to say it at the end. Itisha, you're reacting more. I feel like you want to start.
I didn't have anything in my mind, but the moment you said it, I just got one. for completely different reasons though. But so first of all, oh my god, I can't unsee what I saw now. It might not be so funny for you guys, but it just in my imagination it is. But so my I'm although it's a female boss that I'm talking about, but a reference of a character is of a male. Okay, but for very similar reasons. But it'll be basically, I don't know if I'm sure you guys must have watched Mehuna. So the Satisha's character from Mehuna who keeps spitting when he talks is basically like my boss. She the way she pronounces words and her English basically is so funny that you just can't stop laughing whenever you talk to, and it's very uncanny. I think it's also because you know, when you speak to somebody and the first thing that you basically, how they talk is something that draws your attention towards that particular person. So yeah, I think spitting is equated with bad English.
I have one for sure, and this is kind of for both my terrible bosses that I've had, and it has to be Ichhadhari Nagin. Like, I'm not kidding, bro. It has to be that. Because they become whatever they want, and they are snakes, like I said, they're spineless. So they have to be Ichhadhari Nagin for sure. Like, doing all the plotting, planning. There is that serial, no? Some Hindi series on some Nagin, like where
The
she's
serial.
always plotting.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so that one for sure, for sure.
Fine. Now I will say mine, which I have been like I thought of it in a dream a couple of months ago, which is I was listening to a voice note from my boss and at that time, and I was just thinking, why does it sound so familiar? And then I realized it reminded me of songs of Dhinchak Puja. So whenever now that I think of that boss, I think of Dhinchak Puja. And then recently, I some reel I was watching, which with Salman Khan and Big Boss, and she had come, and she sang about her swag wali topi. उसके बाद से I've been thinking about swag wali topi. I can't unthink it anymore. For me, it is that same character.
So does your boss sound like Dhinchak Puja or like lyrically talks? Like I'm just like,
A lot of things are similar. I think a
oh
lot of
my
things,
goodness.
the voice also, point of
Oh
content
my.
also, like what is the point of their content? That as well. Pretending to be some good at their work is another thing because she
Hmm.
thinks she's a rapper. I mean, she's still. I still enjoy her music. I think I still it can be enjoyed as compared to uh, work. Anyway, so with that note, I thank you all for joining me this
So
fine.
Harvey, before that, please
Yeah, tell
stop
me, tell me.
dreaming about your bosses. Please stop dreaming about your bosses.
I dream
That
about them quite often.
My god. And so Havi, we would really like to meet this boss of yours, like a Dhinchak Puja version.
I'll make it. Or if I find a YouTube video of this person, I'll share that. I think that will make more sense. And then, like, side by side, we can compare.
Nice.
With this, I thank you all for coming this fine Sunday morning. And hope you guys have a beautiful, chill Sunday, rest of the day. Bye,
thanks,
guys.
Suhavi, for having us.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
always there, but thanks, Itisha, for coming.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. It is really, I think, more than other things, it is always also required to just let it out, and what a medium to let it out all. I think so grateful to be a part of it, and I hope to see you guys soon.
In person, yes.
Yes, in person.